Hi, everybody.
All right, so me and Victor have been talking about just, some of the recent polls that we've had in Roundtable. One of the most recent was Russia election hacking. The U.S. Senators John McCain and Lindsey Graham were saying that Russia needs to pay for that. We did a poll where mostly everyone was saying on Roundtable that, look, election hacking is America's problem, not Russia's. They have no business whatsoever in being a part of election. They shouldn't be included in the discussion. I don't know if you agree, though, Victor.
This is not the first time that this accusation has come about. I believe it was Bush. They wanted a ballot recount. They were saying that Hillary was trying to mess with the election. So, I mean, it could be, it might be, it might not be. But should they pay for it if you can prove that they did something? Then yeah. I mean, anybody who commits a crime should pay, should get punished.
It's okay to be skeptical here. We remember 8 years ago when Obama won, and there was this great outrage from the right wing. We remember the Tea Party came about all of a sudden, and the discussion was, oh, our government is corrupt. Oh, our rights are being infringed upon. And there was all of this hype just because the other guy won. And now, I'm not in support of Donald Trump, nor did I vote for him, but at the same time, well, let me rephrase that. He's our president-elect regardless who does or doesn't support him in our roundtable community, but he will be, here in the next few days or week or so, be our new president. And we have to observe him at the end of the day. But here's the thing that I'm saying. The people that were talking about burning flags, that were talking about how they were saying it before this story even broke, that the election was rigged because, and I mean, there's a case that can be made for it. The popular vote said Hillary won, but the Electoral College is how the president is selected, which, I mean, we've already talked about. Well, actually, no, we haven't. Now that we're on it for a couple of seconds, how do you feel about the Electoral College? Do you think we need it?
To a certain degree, yes, but I don't think the ultimate decision should fall in their hands, because ultimately they're businessmen. And again, no offense to anybody, but they are businessmen, and a businessman ultimately, it's about the bottom line. It's about money, and
they can vote and this is a question for the round table. The representatives, the congressmen, they vote as individuals, and then those that are affiliated with the senators, affiliated with the Electoral College, they vote as representatives.
Right.
But I mean, and I really feel like some people just out there, maybe they're watching right now, but I really feel like there are just those people that don't want to accept the fact that their candidate lost, rather than the fact that it was Donald Trump that won. And I feel like that gets lost in the crosshairs of the election hacking debate, and then trying to bring Russia into it, like as if you need a scapegoat.
Again, when it comes to politics, I don't think that we're ever gonna fully be on the same ground. Mostly because there is a two-party system. We're basically at war with each other. I think there's some good things that he could do. There's a lot of changes that he can make in a lot of areas, so long as he sticks to what he said he was going to do. I don't know yet. I mean, we have to give him. I think we have to give him a little more time. Just to kind of feel him out a bit. But he's going to be there at least for 4 years.
There's a growing faction of people that say that, well, I mean, and I agree with this, that he's the better pick for the economy than Hillary. I wondered, would you agree with a statement like that, or?
Not necessarily. Just looking at the way he's done business, a lot of it has not been completely ethical. There's been some moral issues with things that he's done, and again, it all falls down to, he's a businessman. His money is going to be number one.
Hillary Clinton has spent pretty much 30 plus years, her entire adult life, dedicated to public service. Donald Trump has had multiple failed businesses, but at the end of the day, he did create his own property and develop it.
And like I said, there are things that I think he could do. Some really great things that he could do for our country, so long as he keeps that promise. Because we hear it all the time. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then nothing ever really gets done. The next person comes in, they forget about that issue, and then here's a new issue we're going to handle. So yeah, I mean, hopefully he does do some really good things, to help boost our economy, help grow our business.
Cannabis activism. We have to, and shout out to our roundtable audience, all the 420 viewers, and thank you guys again for watching. Government, the DEA, saying that CBD oil is a Schedule I narcotic. The competency of the government when they try to infuse stupidity with ignorance, to actually say that they're going to convince the people that CBD oil is the same as a Schedule I narcotic that shouldn't even be a Schedule I narcotic.
Obviously, they don't have the right to do that, but I guess it's just another attempt, to kind of block the whole cannabis movement, which is fine. It's just another hurdle we got to go through, but we're going to go through it. Obviously, we're a lot closer than we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
We're talking about a struggling economy. They've been fighting marijuana. They've been keeping up the front for cannabis prohibition for a little over or almost 100 years. I have been fighting this battle to keep something illegal that grows naturally, and are running out of excuses.
It's not, legalizing cannabis I don't think is a complete solution. It's not going to make every financial problem go away.
Explain it.
Yeah, because we're not going to make enough money on just cannabis to take care of all of our problems as far as poverty, all of our problems as far as, who can't afford insurance, who can put food on their table, who has a job. I don't think cannabis will solve everything, but it will seriously put a dent in all that. Mainly, I think crime and...
That in all the states where it's at least medically legal, if there's some form of expanded legalization, there's an expanded economical growth.
I agree with the whole cannabis thing, that, if they just legalize cannabis, I could have a job. Like I said, legalizing cannabis could change a lot of things. I could be wrong. Maybe it will change it, fix everything 100%.
There's a little bit of a division. There's the recreational supporters, and there's the medical supporters. Do you believe there are facts on the books that marijuana can help or cannabis in general, both hemp and marijuana, can help for medical purposes?
I do believe that it really can, and the reason I'm saying this is, again, because one of my family members, she passed away from cancer, and ever since then I've really delved into this whole natural thing, and I truly believe that, cannabis combined with other things would have really, if nothing else, helped prolong her life, because obviously she was on chemotherapy, didn't work for her. Obviously she's not here, so it didn't work for her. I'm not trying to knock it, it works for some people. A lot of people go into remission, others don't. So the ones that are suffering and that need the alternative, I think that option should be available to them.
And then let's talk about chemotherapy for a moment. The history of chemotherapy, it was discovered in Vietnam, I believe, through mustard gas.
By accident, yes.
By accident. There was what I was looking for. And I say that because, so in other words, the government and pharmaceutical industries' alternative to cannabis is that.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I completely disagree. Because there's so many people that, yes, they get cured from cancer, they go into remission, but a lot of times it comes back, and it'll come back worse. So, again, if they were to have that alternative available to them, I think that it would make a big difference.
I know you also had more of an angle you wanted to put on the current status of healthcare. What's your pulse on healthcare in America?
Again, I think it could use a lot of, serious revamping. It- because a lot of people just plain and simply can't afford healthcare. I personally went to the doctor a couple months ago because I've been feeling really sick, and it was $400 for just a couple tests. And, there's still a lot of other things that are going on that I would need tested, and I plain and simply don't have the money for it. So, as far as access to good health care, there's, even witnessing my kids being on Medicaid. We go to the doctor looks at them for 5-10 minutes, sends them on their way. When I had group insurance, when I had really good insurance for me personally, it was the same thing. The doctor treated me very well. We talked for a long time. We tested for this and that. But once that went away, once I was paying, cash, it's just a complete change. They just, they treat you a lot differently. And I think that's one of the major things here in America that really needs to change, is our doctors need to care more about the patient than the paycheck.
Those who can't afford health care, it's okay, we got you. Would that be out of the question?
Of course not. And I think, I also think cannabis would also push our country, allow us financially to be able to do something like that, where the government can step in and say, okay, yeah, like you said, you can't afford to pay your bill, we got it. It's the more money the insurance company makes, the more the doctors make.
Right, it's a system. Well, it's a private option. It's okay. Yeah. I won't argue with making money. I can't speak for you on this, and I don't know how you feel about it, but the purpose of the government, since they're taking money from the society, is to protect the society. So by letting people die that don't have enough money to take care of their health care bills, like, that's in my opinion, a direct violation of the social contract. They're there to protect you from dying. So when that just happens recklessly, what are you supposed to do?
Getting active, getting out there, talking a little bit more about, bringing these issues.
Why isn't the government taking more responsibility on issues like this, if they're taking money from us?
Again, they don't want their pockets shrinking. And you think about it, that's human nature. Any human being, you put them in a high place of power, nobody's going to want to give that up. That's just human nature. I don't agree with it. I just I know it's there, it exists. It's just kind of something, for me personally, I just kind of deal with it and try to do what I can, to get around that.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and so we'll be right back.